Friends, it's Thursday and time for the drive home yet again. They are building a drive-through Starbucks. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that's going to be. It looks like it's going to be a Starbucks. I have no thoughts on this matter. What else can I tell you? Well, I had my first yoga class yesterday, and I hurt. Yeah, that's a good descriptor. You know you're out of shape when gentle yoga kicks your ass. It's mainly my leg. The leg that's getting surgery in a couple of weeks is it's what's causing the most issues. So big surprise there. Although not really much of a problem after I was kind of happy after my back surgery doing this yoga. Didn't really have any issues with the back. I mean, I had general soreness that I get anyways, and I just kind of made that more apparent, but it wasn't more than usual, I should say. And like nothing happened during the yoga class. I didn't get any weird tweaks or anything like that, so that's a good sign. Big plus on that. Oh boy, what else has been going on? It's hard to say. Been asked what the pros and cons of being tall are. Well, I can definitely reach things that other people can't. Look over other people, generally be slightly imposing. Although, honestly, I get a lot of people saying how imposing I am, but I don't think that's because I'm tall. I think this is a protected left, you dumb douchebag. Anyways, I'm just a big dude in general. That's how I am, and because of that, I run into a lot of issues. One, my body's falling apart because I'm such a big dude. I mean, this started when I was 13, and not just overweight. I mean, yeah, okay, I've always been overweight, but I'm not like morbidly obese or anything like that. I'm just a big guy. That's kind of how it goes. But yeah, so there's that whole thing, the whole thing about my body falling apart. Clothes are really hard to find because they assume that if you're fat, you're short, and if you're tall, you're skinny. And I'm none of those things, so it's really hard to find clothes my size. At least clothes that look good in my size. I mean, I can buy big clothes that, like big shirts, but if I put my arms above my head, you can still see my gut because the shirts aren't long enough and things of that nature. So that's a big off. I am complimented on how cuddly I am. I'm all for that. So that is not a negative of being a big guy. The imposing thing is pretty funny. I've been able to exploit that a couple of times, which is always good. I mean, I've had moments where I was just standing outside of a club. This was back before laws changed and people could smoke in clubs, because I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. So I would start trying to hack up a lung and would have to remove myself, and as I'm just standing out in front of the club, people would think I was one of the bouncers. So that's funny. I've also been able to shoo people away from my female friends while at clubs just by getting near them. And the said guys that were hitting on them would suddenly disappear. That's been nice. I've broken up a couple of fights rather quickly. I think probably one of the funniest ones I ever had was we were at a BT concert of all things. BT. If you listen to his music, nothing in there is fight-inducing. It didn't make any sense to me, but there was a fight broke out, and 3 or 4 guys grabbed one of the assailants and said fight and pulled him back, and I got the other guy in a full Nelson and pulled him back, and he very quickly said, "Let go, we goddammit it!" And he turned around and saw me towering over him, and immediately stopped. His aggression, everything just disappeared. He goes, I'm cool, man, I'm cool. I'm like, all right, no problems. We're gonna be chilled out and everything. He's like, yeah, I'm good. So let him go, no problem. It was pretty funny. I've noticed that with my inflexibility, which is hopefully going to change with this yoga that I'm taking, and just generally because I'm tall, I miss things that are below my sight line, which is funny. Being at the store, or in the cabinets of my house or something like that, I will lose things. I won't be able to see them. I'll be like, hey, do you, like at the store, I'm like, hey, do you carry any of these things? And they're like, yeah, it's right here. I've been standing in the aisle the whole time, but it's at like shin level and I miss it. Or in my own house, I'm like, hey, honey, did we get any cereal? And she's like, yeah, it's right there in the cabinet. And I'll have to bend down and look and go, oh yeah, hey, there it is. So I don't tend to go out of my way to look down there, but because of that, I miss things. I've hit my head on more than a number of door frames in some places. There's I know in like airplanes and stuff like that, if I stand up completely straight, I scrape the ceiling, so that's fun. Although I don't tend to do that, I just kind of hunch over and try to avoid everything because it's a cramped space to begin with. You just kind of get that feeling. So yeah, those are all negatives. Not a real fan of those. But I mean, seriously, probably one of the most frustrating things is going back to that clothes bit. Especially since, as I had explained previously, I used to wear a lot of clubby type clothes, and a lot of the designers for that type of clothing are from Europe, and European people are shorter and slimmer, and therefore their version of an extra large is nowhere near my size. And so I can never buy the really cool clothes, like, anymore, and it makes me sad. I mean, especially now that I've gained so much weight, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to fit in any of those clothes. But if I continue on the road I'm on right now, and I lose a bunch of weight, I still won't be able to fit in those clothes. Because I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude that's never going to lose enough weight to fit into European or Asian clothing. So there we are. Anyways, hope you guys have better luck with clothing, and I'll see you at home.